Hey, how's it going, everyone? Tyler here. I'm in Boulder at the church that I currently work at, and talking about friendship. Friendship is an area of my life that has really been transformed since I came to faith. I grew up with a solid set of friends. I was 0 to 18 in the same bedroom, actually, so same house my whole life. So I kind of grew up with a group of friends, but when went away to college, I didn't have those friends around. And those friendships were built on partying. And so I'd go to college and go to these parties, and they were really just my drinking buddies. And I realized one day, looking around the room at a party, that no one really knew anything about me. And so you could say that that was kind of the main point in my life that changed the direction and the course for me to start looking into what else is out there. And you could say that that started my pursuit of trying to figure out who God was. And so, in a lot of ways, the John view of friendship is what changed my life. Is this idea of being vulnerable and transparent and saying, "Hey, here is me, and uh, now you are my friend." And so I've gone through dramatic transformation, and confession is now a big staple of my life. And I have this solid group of friends that I can talk to about anything. And a couple years ago, I lived in this house called the Young Life House in Boulder, which was just a bunch of young life leaders that sign a contract to live for each other. And so once a week, we would serve each other and clean the house or cook each other dinner, and then go around the room and be vulnerable and share stories about what God is doing in our lives and pray for each other and share our testimonies. And it was a rich, rich time. And that probably impacted me more than anything. And I moved out of that house 3 years ago, and I still have those friendships. I'm starting to really learn the value of long-term friendships, because I had those friends in high school, but really I never had friends longer than 4 years. And so now I have some friends that are approaching a decade, and I'm starting to really love the rich nature of growing through life together and seeing each other when we're single and then dating and then married, and some of them are having kids now, and it's just very fun, very, very fun. And then I have some pretty good experience with the Pauline definition of friendship as well, and that just being reconciliation. Living in a house and sharing a bunk bed with some of those guys has been consistently spots for reconciliation. And you fight, whether it's over dishes or something serious, there's always conflict. And so to be able to be vulnerable and say, "Hey, when you did that, it made me feel this way," I think is a great opportunity to be reconciled. And I have a sweet opportunity in front of me, because one of those guys that I lived with, his name is John. He was actually just hired at the church with me, and he's going to oversee some of the middle school, but I am his direct boss. And we're peers, but in the work environment, am an authority over him. And I've been in that situation before, and we had conflict. But we've always worked through that conflict, and we've always demonstrated our friendship for each other by maintaining a connection. And it's more important that we're united as friends than it is that we're right. And so we just lay our pride down and try to come to a peaceful resolution. I also have an ability to enact the John view with him too, because he's one of my close friends. So we get to do life together and share and confess. And I think the other thing is friendship as a ministry. I've really tried to make it a point to not remove myself, as kind of like in the Alan Hirsch video said, in 3 to 5 years, you're kind of void of all of your previous friendships in your community. I've tried to maintain friendships with people on the soccer team that I played with in college or people in high school, and just love them as a friend, and kind of really examine my own heart and see, am I doing this to convert them? Am I doing this as a motivation? Which I don't think it in itself is entirely bad, but it's not true love if I'm trying to get them to do something. And so I'm just trying to love my friends as they are, and care for them as they are, because they're my friends, and that's how I feel about them. So I'm still learning about this friendship thing. I'm sure it's going to change a lot, on the day. Hopefully I get married, and that whole thing. It's been fun reading and watching some of that from you guys in the class. So that's a little bit about me.